All right, Shalom. I want to first and foremost start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the for elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, where there is constant smoke, there's got to be fire somewhere very near, very close. It's always some kind of smoke surrounding this organization, and the organization I'm talking about is known as a Straightway Ministry. Now, just months back, a lot of people was getting on this particular group behind the scandal that was going on, where the founder and leader of this particular cult group, he's being exposed for being a serial adulterer. Different people from his organization that had left the ministry, that left that cult. They gave their testimonies on why they left, and how the men over there conduct themselves, and let's just say is not a wholesome organization. All right, but the leader, he got caught up in a scandal, where he years ago, basically casted a man out of his group and took that man's wife from him. Turned her against him and took her for himself. And he's been getting backlash, for it. And a lot of people left that ministry, and all type of testimonies came out on him, and he doubled down. He justified himself. He didn't think he did anything wrong. All right, and those are the characteristics of a complete narcissist. Somebody who will not be reproved. Like it tells you in Sirach, the 32nd chapter, a sinner will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. All right. So that's a wicked dude all the way around. But you still got people, you got simple, naive, gullible Jake that's following this guy, because they're really not trying to get the truth. They just want to follow man. All right. He's saying the right things that they want to hear. And they're turning their ears away from the truth to turn after fables, heaping to themselves teachers having itching ears. And that's why you got men with big followings, even though these men are not sent by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, in which the Lord was warning that, you're going to have a lot of false prophets and, false messiahs that's going to, come out and deceive many. So that's what you see happening. So now this is another situation involving this group, another tragic situation that's associated with this particular ministry. So where there's a lot of smoke, there's got to be fire, man. All right. So now this is the latest situation where there was a teen, all right, a young Jake whose father is actually a part of that ministry, and his father was a former NFL player. I think he played for the Packers, the Green Bay Packers. All right, but he since then had retired, and now he's part of that ministry. And we know that ministry is totally off. If you understand what they teach, the only thing that they really write about is that we're the Israelites, of course. All right, but he teaches all type of wayward doctrine. They teach that Edomites can make it. They got Edomites in their congregation. They teach that Esau is not the so-called white man. All type of stuff. The latest thing, which proves how wicked the dude is, I'm talking about the founder and leader of this group, is after the adultery situation, he doubled down by basically saying that if you married to a woman by contract with the state, then it's not a real marriage. It's not really honored. So that means that she's still available. So that's his justification for, taking a woman that's betrothed or married to another man. So that's a wicked dude. And based on various testimonies concerning this group, they're not wholesome. They're another cult group, like what's the name of that group? The Yahweh Ben Yahweh group. All right, you had tragic situations with that cult. You also had with IUIC. Hate to throw them in the loop, but it is what it is. You had the whole Joy Morgan situation, where she was part of that group, and then something happened. She went missing. They ended up finding her body, and they found a suspect. He ended up getting found out. He surrendered himself. He was a member of the IUIC. So this current situation, where you have the son of that former NFL player who's a part of that group, he's missing all of a sudden. And you see a picture of him. They plastering his face on the news. His eyes swollen shut. He got a black eye. So obviously he went through some sort of abuse before he went missing. So this is not looking too good. And let me start off with this. Let me get the scripture. Because it's going to be found out, what really happened. And this can be the beginning of the end for that group. There's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out there that got big followings. The Lord's he's gonna expose every last one of them, man. One by one, he's gonna expose everybody. Luke 8:17, it says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." So one way or another, everything is going to be found out. If you ain't been right, you haven't been pleasing the Lord. You've been doing your own thing. You one of those wolves in sheep's clothing. It's all going to come out. Okay. Let me get this as well. This is 2 Ezra 16. And verse 62. It says, "Yea, in the spirit of the almighty power which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions, and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin, and would hide their sin. Therefore the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame." And it's only a matter of time. All right. Big groups like this, they got big followings. There's always some fuckery that's bound to happen. All right. Especially if it's spearheaded by a wicked ruler, a wicked leader. All right. It tells you that in Sirach, the 10th chapter. As is the ruler of a city is, so are the people. Let me get that. So if you got a wicked leader, that you know that he's going to attract wicked people, and they're going to gravitate to him. Sirach 10, and starting at 1, it says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." All right. And based on what we've seen concerning this dude and the different testimonies, which it can't be slander of multiple people, multiple witnesses have came forward about this dude. And then based on videos that we've seen of this dude and how he tries to justify himself, that's a wicked dude. So this is clearly another cult that's on the radar. That's definitely getting ready to be exposed. So anyway, I'm gonna play some of this video. All right, this Jake right here, he pretty much goes into it. So let's listen.
You see why brothers have been warning you time and time again about the Straightway cult, who is now being judged by the Most High Yah as we speak for all of their.
Yeah, he's one of them Yah Israelites. But we know what he's talking about. Let's continue.
Atrocities. There's nothing done in the dark that won't be brought to the light.
And that's why I started off with quoting Yahushua, Luke 8:17. It's all going to be made manifest. All right, and it's a lot of evil associated with that group. All right, and Jake, they just have poor discernment. They're simple as all can be. They don't never vet these guys. The scriptures say, try the spirit by the spirit, whether they be of the Most High, and they don't do that. They just look at the atmosphere. They look at the imagery. Oh, they look like a wholesome group. Look, they building their community. Why would you get with a dude that's trying to build a community here in Babylon? Let's get that real quick, because that's a red flag. He's supposed to be a prophet of the Most High, a man set up by the Lord, and he in the country trying to build and be prosperous in a wicked, decaying society that's getting ready to get judged. Ezekiel 11:2, it says, "Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city, which say, it is not near, let us build houses. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh." And that's what they, that was their endeavor, and they got several, communities throughout Babylon. Well, mainly you got a couple of them in the Midwest. You got some in the South. I think that's where Dow is. He's in the South, but they got him in the Midwest, down in Georgia, Florida. All right. So they believe in building and prospering in Babylon. And they want people to join their little cult. And you got to basically, to be a part of them, you got to come and actually go stay with them, build with them. And based on different testimonies, once you come there, you got to work for them. They put you in captivity. And then your women are if she looked a certain way, she's getting basically put under the scope. She's being looked at. In which the scriptures warn about how they lead captive silly women laden with sin and diverse lust. They subvert whole houses, man. Beguiling the heart to the simple. So it's been always red flags around this group. Not even just their doctrine, because his doctrine is totally off. But he start teaching, polygyny, having multiple wives. Then all of a sudden, this dude is taking dudes' wives. Come on, man. Now you got this situation. But let's continue.
Here we have Daniel Mear's son missing. The news is showing up trying to find the young man to make sure that he's safe. He's 14 years old. What is going on over there in Straightway? See, this is beyond discipline. This is abuse. And everything is alleged, but when the news come knocking at your gate, when local law enforcement is trying to find where this young man is located because they fear for his safety, there's some real problems going on over there at Straightway Ministries.
And that's not a good look. Let me get this real quick. See, now your ministry is being blamed even more. So not only do we know adultery goes on heavy over there, but you got issues with abuse. Second Corinthians 6, and I'll start at the first verse. The point is at verse 3. It says, "We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that you receive not the grace of the Most High in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in time accepted, and in the day of salvation I have succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed." And right now, that ministry is definitely being blamed. All right. And they can, all together say, well, this cult group, they believe that they're the God's chosen people. And that's what they say about all Israelite camps, right? Because we do believe that we're the Israelites. But they can lump us all together based on, these guys, even though we're different. All right. We don't teach the same thing. We don't carry ourselves the same. But knowing how this devil get down, he can group us all together, because there's been enough incidents, very similar. All right. From Comfy's camp, you got a guy in his camp that killed a kid and a woman. And they tried to pin that on us back in the day. Oh, he was part of GMS. No, he was not. That dude he was linked to Comfy in them. He might have subscribed to some GMS videos, but he didn't learn what he did. He didn't learn that from Great Millstone. All right. But, you have dudes that's did certain things. And these were isolated events carried out by, a couple individuals, whether it be one or two individuals, but they'll blame the entire Hebrew Israelite world. And it'll give the enemy something to talk about. Giving the enemy an occasion to speak evil. And that's where, this devil can, categorize us, like it tells you in Revelation 12. He the accuser of the brethren, which accuse him day and night to the Father. So in their eyes, we all are part of a hate group. We all are a part of a cult. All right. We all are part of an extremist group. So they're going to, somehow, some way, they're going to, paint that narrative that, we all are this way. Never mind all the bloodshed, the blood spilled by the Christian cult. How they use, their religion. Talking about them Europeans, they went around the world and committed genocide and inhumane acts on people in the name of their religion. But, guys like Vocab and them, they'll just put the focal point back on us. But what you'll know about us is, we're strictly about our Father's business. We're just known to teach the word, and the scriptures even warn that if you're going to be buffeted for the Lord's sake and not for your own wrongdoing, because like it tells you in Colossians, he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong that he's done, and there's no respect of persons. All right. So if you're guilty, you're guilty. All right. And you're not representing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Let me see. No, I think it's in, is it Peter? No, I think it's First Peter. It is First Peter 4:14. It says, "If you be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified." And the Lord went through humiliation. He went through being slandered. When he was on the cross, they hung him between two malefactors. These were two men who were actually criminals, and he was crucified with them. So that fulfilled the prophecy in Isaiah the 53rd chapter, which the Lord ended up quoting, all right, before his capture, that he would be accounted with the rebels, with the transgressors. So this would have to happen, where you're gonna have the men of the Lord that's going to be implicated as well at some point, where we're going to be persecuted. All right, and might get lumped together with men who are actually demons, men who are agents, men who are agent provocateurs that might go and carry out things on their own mission just to make all of us look bad or look a certain way. So when that does finally happen, we're gonna glory in the Lord, because the Lord is the one who justifies. Who can lay charge to the Lord's elect? So anyway, it says, but let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. So, we're not to be caught up in any of these type of wicked deeds, because we're supposed to be walking in the gospel as new creatures in Yahushua. We're to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right. We're not supposed to be confrontational. We're supposed to be teachers, apt to teach, leaders, and we're supposed to be following Yahushua's example. It says, "Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, which is derogatory, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on his behalf." All right. "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?" So judgment is going to begin with those that know that they Israel. And we're gonna start seeing some things, man. The Lord got something in stores for a lot of you wicked Israelites out there that's cosplaying as true men of the Lord. He's searching Jerusalem with candles as we speak. And eventually it'll be found out, all right? What wickedness you're doing that you keep in secret in within the camp. If you sold out, if you didn't, took a money bag, if you've been compromised, because a lot of y'all is looking like that, just based on how you're moving and what you're teaching. Especially if you teach that Edomites can make it, man. I know not to trust you. So, this might be the beginning of judgment on this particular group. All right. You committed all type of adultery and all type of stuff, and you taking advantage of people and putting people in captivity. That's bound to come back, man. You definitely not gonna get away. All right. You can't do all these things and say, "Oh, I repent," and then continue on like nothing. Nah. So there's another situation right here, and it don't look too good. Okay. So I'm not gonna make this long, but I want to, just kind of do a response lesson, just showing you that the Lord, he got the candlelight, moving around, and a lot of things are gonna get exposed. We're a little over halfway into the year now, so this is why we got to stay tight, do the right thing, of course, and watch what the Lord do. Brothers, lock in and stay in the doctrine, stay disciplined, and Lord willing, we all endure to the end. So, I'm gonna end off with that. But if y'all want to watch this, I'll put a link to this video in the description. It's looking like another Joy Morgan type of situation. Lord willing that Jake ain't, he ain't found deceased. Because if that happens, then it's really gonna be on. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, y'all will edify into the next one. Shalom.